Good evening. Welcome to Soundshop's 7-Year Anniversary Music Salon. My name is Akpanaluo, and I'm the founder of Soundshop, and I'm also the MC for this evening. I usually don't read my remarks, but this evening I am traversing a breadth of ideas to kick off this event. The French Enlightenment and Soundshop's history, community and worker cooperatives, and finally, details about the space we find ourselves in and the format for tonight's event, all before I introduce the first artist. And in 4 minutes, kid you not. Salons date back to the French Enlightenment, a time when luminaries like Voltaire, Rousseau, Montesquieu, and Diderot all came to prominence. But it was the women of the Enlightenment who created the social and community context in which the Enlightenment thrived. Women of the aristocracy welcomed guests into their homes, fostering rich conversations with notable figures like those mentioned on topics spanning philosophy and the arts. Drawing from this tradition, combined with my personal practice of engaging in music discussions with my brother Eno, I launched the first Soundshop Music Salon in my living room in late January 2017. The goal was for him and the other musicians to perform and receive advice, feedback, and encouragement on their work. The salon has since evolved into a vibrant and supportive community, which has given back to me as much as I've given to it, and has made me an ardent believer in the need for a renaissance in communities of all forms as the path forward in making a more just and equitable society. It is with this vision in mind that I aspire to create, alongside this salon, a community-informed business model for Soundshop that's focused on empowering musicians in taking on the non-creative aspects of their music careers, and which I will furthermore evolve into a worker cooperative, i.e. a worker-owned and worker-run company. In support of the worker cooperative aspect of this aspiration, I now run a worker cooperative dinner salon to inspire people to work for and create their own worker cooperatives and help me think about how I can best achieve that for Soundshop. If you couldn't tell, everything I do is driven by community. But that's enough big picture talk. Let's discuss tonight's event. You find yourself at Club Curious, the speakeasy of non-alcoholic brand Curious Elixirs. Woo! Yeah. Their commitment to creating fun environments outside of the context of alcohol and their support of the arts and community as central pillars to that cultural shift is what made our collaboration possible. I am deeply indebted to their support, and I hope you'll try many of their drinks over the course of the evening. I believe in supporting community-minded businesses because they forego the fast growth imposed by shareholder capitalism in favor of creating good and building something that lasts. And now, the format for the rest of the event. For the next hour, 3 musicians will take to the stage to talk about their musical journey and about the song they will perform, including inspiration, process, and things to listen for. After performing each song, they will each take your questions and remarks for 10 minutes. Finally, we will have a moment when everyone here will have a chance to share what they offer or seek to advance their creative endeavors, and then we'll return to hanging out and connecting. Since each artist will do a bit of talking, I will simply name the artist who's next and retreat from the stage. So without further ado, I would like to call up the first artist, Eno.
Thank you, Akpanaluo. Thank you, everyone, for joining for the 7th year anniversary. It's a very special day. And I'll be backed up by my illustrious co-writer, Brando. This song is called Lunchables.
Bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. Lunchables. I got Lunchables. I'm a bad bitch. Other than a bag of chips. Got my Lunchables and I'm better than you. I'm a bad bitch. Other than a bag of chips. Got my Lunchables and I'm better than you. Yeah, I'm better than you. Pepperoni and little tiny squares of cheese. I take him out at lunch, boy, yes, I'm such a tease. Saucy and sweet, squeezing that sauce all up on my fingers. Wanna lick it off down, boy, with your limp PB&J. I'm a bad bitch, taller than a bag of chips. I'm a Lunchables and I'm better than you. I'm a bad bitch, taller than a bag of chips. Yeah, and I'm better than you. Okay, I just wanna. Yeah, I'm better than you. I know you really wanna open my package, taste my snackage, Kit Kat, Butterfinger crumbs all over your face. Double stuffed Oreos, you ain't getting none of those unless you treat me right. You want my salad, you can have it. It's 100% organic. I am the most delicious, most nutritious. I'm a bad bitch, I'm better than a bag of chips. Got my Lunchables and I'm better than you. I'm a bad bitch, yeah. Got my Lunchables and I'm better than you. Any time of day, if you need me, call me. Taste my Lunchables. Morning, evening, noon, night, it's okay to take a bite. Taste my Lunchables. Any time of day, if you need me, call me. Taste my Lunchables. Morning, evening, noon, night, it's okay to take a bite.
No, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna actually start this evening off talking to each other about kind of what we went through writing the inspiration for this song. This is our very first project that we ever did together, and it's been coming along for a couple of years now, all the way up to recently. But I guess maybe we should start off by asking where the inspiration for Lunchables came from.
Yeah, it came from Lunchables. So have you heard of the app Clubhouse? So for those familiar, it's a social audio app, very popular during lockdown. And they had these big audio rooms where people could chat and connect, sometimes with strangers, sometimes with friends. And there's a particular room that I frequented, which was a snack ASMR room. And it was really cool because people would choose snacks and you couldn't see what anybody else was eating. And then other people would have to guess what the snack was. And people were really good at it. They'd be like, okay, chips, Ruffles. Okay, the Riches or which kind of. And people were really good at it. And through one of these conversations, somehow people started writing kind of jingles to different snacks. And I thought of one for Lunchables because it represented for me this image of notoriety in the playground growing up. I've always felt like the person who had Lunchables or the people who had Lunchables were the popular kids because everybody wanted some of that snack. That was interesting.
I love that. You ended up bringing that idea, that jingle idea to me and saying, so what do you think of this? I mean, we could just play around with a new idea. I was like, all right, yeah, let's do a jingle. But what are you thinking, 30, 45 seconds? And you were like, well, I have basically a verse and this hook, this chorus hook. And I was like, okay, so let's play around with it. And we went through one session one day and ended up having like amazing. We had 35, 40 seconds of an amazing song, and I think out of that I was like, so are we thinking of this being a jingle? Are we gonna try to get it out to Lunchables or something like that? And I think it evolved from there into a full song. What made you then want to make it into a full song out of that just one verse, one chorus?
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of actually want to ask you a question, which is, when I sang you that first verse and chorus just a cappella that day, what was it that made you decide that you wanted to?
Well, I think throughout that first day, we had such a good communication going where it was me hearing ideas from you of just little things. I was like, so what do you have sound-wise that you want? And you would play a couple of reference tracks. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Lipstick, I think it was?
Lip gloss.
Lip gloss. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I kind of pulled in some of the like more hip-hop 808 sounds into this. And the other idea that you came to me was gamelan and those like dingly sounds. And for me, I knew those sounds growing up in percussion, but I didn't actually know like the history of gamelan and any of that kind of sounds. And so it started opening up possibility for me in the production space, the soundscape of like, well, Lunchables also makes me feel like a school kid and stuff. So maybe having those also morph into that school bell and like this is the schoolyard now. So it got this communication down to where it allowed space for us to just create an aural soundscape for what we were trying to get out. So
Yeah, and to that end, I feel like there's just like a lot of creative like bounce back and forth between us, and pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. Yeah, in terms of like the gamelan, I went to Wesleyan University, and I was in a gamelan ensemble, and so it was kind of, the more we played around, the more I just felt free to explore and add different things. And so we actually just rewrote the bridge to this song maybe just like last month, whereas we started writing the song in 2021 actually. So maybe have you play like the old bridge, which kind of incorporates some of those gamelan elements, both percussively and also vocally.
yeah, I mean, like you brought that original thing to me, and I think that bridge was actually the last thing that was kind of just an empty space, because you ended up going through a lot of the verse ideas through like rap and stuff. So it gave me again that space to be able to like, all right, let me chop up some stuff. Let me do a couple of things here and there, and like create a soundscape here, and either you will then come up with an idea of lyrically for which is actually what happened basically a month ago. It was like, hey, I think I got the bridge now. I was like, oh, sweet, okay, let's do this. And the other option is like, oh no, I hear exactly what I want in here. We just need to like make it a little more dreamy or more like soundscapey or whatever it is. So that was kind of that. But there was so many things that we did, just like building up to that with just freestyling the verses and stuff, like the rap.
Too much freestyle. Yeah. Okay. Like this is. So specifically referencing the bridge, this is a question for the audience, and maybe we could ask it like after, but do you have any suggestions for what you might add or what you might take away from the song? I'll ask that again, like once we're kind of done with it. Or actually, you know what, let's ask that now. Like, do you guys have any suggestions of what you might add or take away in terms of musical elements? If you,
this song is still in process,
yeah,
like we said,
process,
it's almost there, but then back.
Yeah.
That's when people talk really close and make sounds and stuff in the. it's supposed to be a very calming sound thing. I've never been able to really get into it.
Yeah.
It kind of is like for me, but for other people, hearing people like crumble like rappers or like the sounds of tape like splitting and stuff, it is soothing to them. And I don't remember it. What is ASMR?
I don't remember the acronym. If someone
Yeah.
knows, they can chime in.
Ooh.
Mhm. Yeah. I could see that coming in like either like in the intro or like maybe potentially in the bridge or yeah.
Definitely. Anyone else? We'll come back if you want to
Come
think
back.
about that question too.
So yeah, I want to kind of share like the humble beginnings of my rap career. And just like I was listening through these samples of like our sessions, and I just kind of want to play through a few iterations of the second verse. I could play the first. I know you really want to eat this snack, rip open my pack and lick the crumbs off your face. But there's no lack to my snack, and it's all over the place. I taste so fly, I'll get to you high with that sodium dripping up on you when I flip up on you with my double twist and double back. Yeah, and there's a reference to double twisting, double back at the end. If anyone like truly know, like you're the closest to me, you know that it's probably just my brother, you know that I am obsessed with like Simone Biles and gymnastics. So kind of tried to polish that idea in the second pass. Yeah, I'm better than you. Like Simone Biles, I'll give you that heart attack when I flip up on you with my double twist and double back. My Lunchables so fly, baby, I'll take you high. Yeah.
I love like all the little things that you end up doing. Like there's so many of these different takes too that like if you heard in the actual take that right before the second verse, you can hear him in the background saying, okay, I think I actually want to, it was literally B-roll
wanna-
like that. Yeah, I just want to, like, I love taking B-roll from these freestyle things and trying to work them into any of my songs that I do with including my own, like, personal stuff. It's like, it's the raw, normal stuff rather than it being this perfect, polished thing. It's like there's so much that goes into a song, so many takes you don't end up hearing, and so many like ideas that are still part of this song's soul and spirit, even though it's like hidden away in there, you know. And so sometimes bringing that out and letting the reality of the song, I love that little take and stuff. Yeah.
But I feel like I do want it to be this perfect polish, and I want Lunchables to give me money if it. You know what I mean? Like I want to sometimes like or like go viral on TikTok or something. And I think that's why I kind of rewrote the bridge, because it's more like, okay, that's the jingle. Like anytime of day, if you need me, call me. Taste my Lunchables. You know, so it's like that's the like that's almost like the real hook, you know, in a way. So I like that idea. But we're also looking for more hook ideas, like instrumental hooks. And one of the critiques that someone gave us recently, or me recently, was they wanted to hear another instrumental hook in the chorus that was more kind of like the iconic earworm sort of thing. We're working on that.
Yeah, it's funny that when he finally shared that critique to me, I was like, there's a guitar line going through here of me just tinkering around trying to find that like non-vocal hook, the musical hook to go along with it. That double thing, like John Mayer uses them all the time. When I did a like songwriting symposium with him, he ended up talking about like you have to just put all these hooks, all these things that just grab the listener's ear, and they're either like singing the vocal hook or they're humming along with the certain like part of the song or whatever it is. Like having your song so full of these things that just are earworms.
So maybe I'll pass it off to y'all. Actually, no, I want to kind of play this one little snippet because it's like my favorite little audio thing, which is like the formant. Little. And that's our like Imogen Heap, inspiration thing. Do you guys have any questions? Questions or thoughts, comments?
Yes.
Mm. Mm. Oh,
Any other like comments, questions, concerns, confessions?
I confess.
Oh yes, please. One of the things about so we are still editing and stuff, so it's a great note is we have the lyrics now. One of the things I did do is like take out a lot of those different sounds to just clear it up as well, but maybe adding those back in, having that like sprightly nature, because there's like 3 or 4 other tracks of just like dingly danglies going on in the original bridge, whereas like it's now just one main thing that switches into the second half of it. So yeah, definitely playing around, since that is the earworm type thing that we originally had too.
Mm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm.
I love that.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being a great audience. Yeah.